Everyone, welcome back again to another video, another day. As you can see, I'm in the basement. I was about to take my car, but it's in the other side of Seoul. Like, I have to cross the bridge. And if you remember last time I crossed the bridge, it took me about 3-4 hours to come back. Hence, I've just decided to take public transport because I realized that I could fit everything in this duffel bag and in my backpack. I have one mirrorless camera, a display, a tripod, another tripod, and I have two lenses, 24-70, as well as a 14-20. And I do have a shotgun microphone. And I also have my Pocket 3, so everything fits in these two bags. Hence why I decided to just take the public transport. I need to save as much time as possible. Coming back is gonna be pretty difficult. There's gonna be no seat, I'm guessing. But no seat for an hour of travel time is much better than having a seat driving for 4 hours. So that's the plan for right now. I'll update y'all on what happens after my work, my 10 to 2:30 work. Hello everyone. It's 2:30 now, and it's probably gonna take me like an hour, maybe like 40 minutes to an hour to get there, depending on the train arrival time. I just have to ride one train. I get off and I'm just gonna walk towards the fitness. I'm getting those like butterfly feelings, you know? Just convincing myself that you just gotta stay confident. Because at the end of the day, I mean, there's a reason why my brother told me that I can go alone. Because he does believe in my abilities. He knows me best, aside from, you know, myself. And he knows it from the standpoint of a professional, right? Because I'm still like an amateur, so I might think that I'm good, but in a professional's eye, you know, there are many things that I still lack. You get what I mean, right? So if he believes that I can do today's project by myself without his help or without, you know, anyone else's help, then there must have been a reason as to why he assigned me to this task today. So that's what I'm doing. I'm completing the mission, proving that he was correct, proving to myself that I am ready. So yeah, it should take about 4 minutes to walk to the station, and after I get off, it should take about 5-6 minutes to get there. So the actual train ride is only like what, 20 minutes, 25 minutes. But yeah, I am gonna update y'all either after or right before, depending on how things go. So if you kind of saw from my face, like I honestly don't think I did the amount of worth the project was. So the money that he paid me. And today I was able to learn more about myself. One of the main things that I learned was I'm a person that's good at planning and kind of knowing how the algorithm works in social media, but not necessarily like a really good cinematographer, you know? Like, I can't just suddenly go to an event, take the camera out, and just make it look cinematic. Like, that's where I lack, because I had frames in my mind, you know, before going, and I've watched a bunch of like fitness commercials, but the things that I had to record today wasn't necessarily that. It was more of like just recording the atmosphere. Like, I want to explain it in details, but until the project is like released, I'm not allowed to. So I apologize in advance if it's difficult to understand what I'm trying to say. But and I don't really blame that person, because they're paying me for my expertise in that area, which I learned wasn't really my strength. Yeah, just raw camera skills. It's pretty difficult, is what I realized today. But I feel like like there were times while I was recording where I wanted certain people to stand, you know, in a certain way, and I wanted their logo to kind of pop a lot, you know. That's one of the main things that you should focus on when you're trying to make like social media content, because you never know which clip is gonna go viral. But if there's no logo in it, like how are they gonna know that it's your company, right? Your brand. But I had such limited I had limited authority. That's the right word. Although I was the person that was recording, I was recording a event, and I was not the event manager, right? So yeah, despite me having like my first solo project, it was. I feel like my brother told me to go here because it was kind of. It's not something that's like straight up. You gotta plan out everything, but it's more difficult, is what I realized for myself. So yeah, it was difficult. I'm not really satisfied with the work that I created. Um, well, it's also more because of the amount that I got paid, since it was a solo project. Um, all the revenue was just sent straight to me, and it just doesn't feel right. It just doesn't feel right for me. But I mean, I was able to learn something about myself today, and that I should work on my improv skills when it comes to like just shooting an event. Oh, and I also, this is something that's like very basic, and maybe a lot of you might know all of this, but I've always wondered why people would say read books, because social media, watching videos are not enough. Because I've always thought, I'm better at learning through watching videos. I was always better at learning like math or physics while watching like a tutorial online, right? Instead of reading the actual textbook. But today, one other person said, too many young people these days only watch videos to learn, okay? And the problem with that is they only learn the things they want to learn. It's such a simple answer, but it all of a sudden made sense. The people that were getting sevens versus the people that were getting sixes in IB grades, seven is the max you can get. So it's pretty much an A plus. Six would be like a B, B or A minus, somewhere in between. So people that were getting B's versus people, okay, you know what? The difference between an A plus student versus an A minus student is that an A plus student reads the textbook and watches tutorials versus an A minus student that only watches a tutorial. Like that's what I realized today, because like it really did make sense. The way YouTube or any social media like algorithm works is they only show the things you want to watch, only show the things you want to learn. And so there's going to be those little nuanced details that we just brush off or we never get to learn because of how social media is designed to. That's something that kind of was interesting to think about. I might actually put this in the beginning of the video because I just want everybody to kind of know. And if you've already known about this, then I'm glad that I learned today, because I don't know how I like, it was just it's so obvious. There's a reason why most of our like videos that pop up on recommended are fun, right? So I know how the algorithm work, but it's just I never thought of it that way. How the reason why learning just from videos, just from YouTube or Instagram, it's never gonna make you the best if you only learn from those sources. You gotta put effort, you gotta put time into things that you don't necessarily want to learn but need to learn. So that was a little wake up call for me. It's nothing like holy cow, it's nothing like that. It's just huh, how come I never thought of that? It was laid right in front of me, but I just brushed right over it because it was so obvious. Maybe, usually answers that are so simple are like harder to find because we start to or I start to think of it at a more complicated scale. But that was very interesting to learn. Overall, it was a really good experience. I was able to learn more about myself as well, and I don't think I'll be doing any solo projects soon. Um, Even if my brother offered me, I don't think I will be going, because maybe I'm just being a little bit harsh to myself, but I don't want to give a quality that's not worth what it is. And it's not like I'm like afraid to do it. It's just like I know what I need to improve now. Today was the first stepping stone. Today was the start. Just do it. And now it's all about learning. I know what I have to improve on, and I'm going to practice that, get better at it, and then take on another solo project when I'm ready. So yeah, I'm going to be going through the clips, making sure I delete the parts where I don't need it, and I'm going to organize it so that it's easier for the client to see. And I'll be sending it by tomorrow through a Google Drive. So yeah, hope everybody had a wonderful day today. And as always, thank you all for watching this video and supporting this community. I'm always rooting for you, and I wish you the very best Wednesday. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.